Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. Today, a new hero has been added after a very long wait for the maintenance on the game to be done. Seriously, that took way too long. It's like, as you can see, it's like almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh my gosh. But, besides that, yes, a new patch, a new hero, some balance changes, including a big one to one of my favorite heroes to play in the game, but I'll probably mention that at the end of this. But the hero who has been added is someone we thought would eventually get added since he was killed in WoW, and as we usually have come to joke, after they get killed, the Nexus seems to be kind of the limbo for these Blizzard characters that get killed off. It is the former War Chief of the Horde, Garrosh Hellscream. Loktar for the Horde. You'll hear some of those classic ones. He'll say, for the Horde, death to the Alliance. I mean, Son of Hellscream. As the new War Chief of the Horde, Garrosh is, or was, should be changed to was a proud and vicious warrior who rules with an iron fist. His hatred for the Alliance burns like wildfire, and he will stop at nothing to destroy them. By his axe, the orcs will reclaim the rightful glory. And then he went nuts, and Thrall had to kind of put him down when he thought he was a worthy successor, when it turns out he was not, but that's a whole nother story. That's not what we're here about. We're here to look at him and how he fits in to Heroes of the Storm. How does he fit in this game? Well, as you would expect, well, maybe not as you expect, because I've seen people go back and forth on this. He's a melee warrior, though some people thought he should have been an assassin. I thought he should have been a bruiser, and to the devs' credit, there are builds that you can make him a bruiser, a damage-dealing bruiser, though his damage isn't that much at first, though. With the right build, you actually can do some pretty decent damage, but one of the things that he's able to really do well at is being a solo warrior, but we'll get to that in a second. First, his looks. The classic look he has with his massive shoulder pads and his signature axe. This is Shattered Hand Garrosh, playing on that Shattered Hand orc from Warlords. Glorious Garrosh, Deadly Garrosh, and Black Rock Garrosh. I really love that they're trying to make him very appealing to some of the other previous orcs from Warlords of Draenor. And then here's where a really fun skin came into play. This is Mad Axe Garrosh. This is a straight up play on Mad Max. Not Mad Axe. Mad Max. Get it? The devs must have had a ball making this skin. I mean, look at this. He looks straight up like a character from Mad Max. And I love it. This is a skin I definitely want to acquire at some point. This is so great. It costs a lot of shards, though. And a lot of gems. So save up gems or shards if you want to pick up one of these skins. Or hope you get lucky in a loot box. This is Frozen Mad Axe Garrosh. Mutant Mad Axe. Horde Axe Garrosh. Like that. Oh yeah, Horde logo there on the arm. And Biohazard Mad Axe Garrosh. Really cool skins. His abilities. Well, this is where it becomes very interesting and kind of fun. When we saw the Spotlight video, our mouths dropped at what he could do. So here's the thing. His Q is Groundbreaker. Deal 81 damage to enemies in an area. Heroes hit on the outer edge are pulled toward Garrosh. So he has a bit of crowd control there. Bloodthirst. This is one of his main sustainabilities. Deal 156 damage to an enemy and heal for 10% of Garrosh's missing health. Healing is increased by 100% against heroes. Now, let me point out his trait before I explain something very important about Garrosh. His trait is Armor Up. Garrosh gains 1 armor for every 2% of his maximum health missing. Now, here's the thing. I took a look at this, and some of the people pointed this out. He's a warrior, but he actually does not have that much maximum overall health. Whereas warriors like Stitches, ETC, they'll have like over 3,000, if not close to 4,000 maximum health. Garrosh has like only 2,000. Like only like certain assassins and healers have like around 2,000 health. So he actually does not have that much maximum health. The sustain comes from this. The less health he gets, the harder he becomes to kill because of the armor. So, and that plays into this as well. But this is the ability that caught everyone's attention. His E is called Wrecking Ball. Throw a nearby enemy hero, minion, or mercenary. That's important to note because I tested this out and I want to tell you guys about this ability. To the target location, dealing 91 damage to enemies near the impact and slowing them by 30% for 2.5 seconds. Here's the thing, guys. I'll try and show this to you when we get into a match. It's a really cool ability, but you can't really target it. You have to, there will be an icon, a horde icon on whoever it is that you're going to toss, but it moves around based on what direction you have Garrosh facing. You can't like select an enemy and then have him toss that one. He just automatically does it to whoever is like he's facing or is closest. It becomes really frustrating when you want to toss an enemy hero and he tosses a minion instead. There's no way to change that. So that's a bit of an issue. I'll try and show that to you guys when we get into a match. Yeah. Now I don't know if quick cast is something that fixes that. I haven't experimented with that. I'm sure some others will experiment with that. Those who love to do just quick cast, but it's something that is, it can be a little difficult to really get a hold of. His heroics: Warlord's Challenge. Silence nearby enemy heroes and force them to attack Garrosh for 1.5 seconds. That is very much like Varian's Taunt, except it's an area of effect. You can taunt more than one enemy hero, and it's for 1.5 seconds instead of 1.25 seconds. I mean, it's a 50-second cooldown, so you don't be able to use it as often, but that can be changed, and I'll get to that in a moment. His other is Decimate. Deal 50 damage to nearby enemy heroes and slow them by 30% for 1.5 seconds. Deal 100% more damage to heroes, and each hero hit reduces the cooldown by 1 second, stores to up to 3 charges. So yeah, again, 50 damage, obviously not that much damage, really. But, I mean, that's something that can, like, stack up. Like, we'd have to look what the stats are when he reaches 20. That's something you can check in try mode. His talents: Warbreaker, pull enemy heroes. I mean, this sounds interesting, but trust me, pulling this off is not that easy. So I doubt people are going to go with this. Unrivaled Strength, increase Wrecking Ball's throw range by 20% and its damage by 100%. It's good, but only if you're able to master it well. Now, here's something that they actually touched on in the Spotlight video. Body Check, an active ability. Activate to deal 111 damage to a target enemy and slow them by 30% for 2 seconds. Damage is increased by 200% of Armor Up's current bonus, and the slow amount is increased by 30% if Armor Up's bonus is above 25. So this is something that can be really powerful if you are on low health. And it adds a bit more because you get another slow for, as a warrior for crowd control. At level 4, we have In for the Kill. Increase Bloodthirst damage against non-heroes by 60%. Killing enemies with Bloodthirst resets cooldown and refunds its mana cost. It's very much like Kerrigan's Ravage build. But that's mainly if you're playing on laning and minions, and I don't really see him doing that. Thirst for Battle. Basic attacks against heroes reduce the cooldown Bloodthirst by 2 seconds. This is great to add to his sustainability, because Bloodthirst is where you're going to get a lot of your sustainability and keep yourself alive. Indomitable. Activate to become unstoppable for 1.5 seconds. You get your own cleanse. That's pretty nice. At level 7, Intimidation reduces the attack speed of heroes by 40% for 4 seconds. Really good against auto attacks like Illidan, Vala. Brute Force. Enemies hit by Body Check. A talent for Body Check to buff that up. It shows you that they do want to make Body Check really relevant here. It reduces the healing by 50% for 4 seconds. Oppressor. Basic attacks to reduce spell power by 40%. So there's something for each different situation here depending on what you think your team needs. And Into the Fray. This is the one that's made everyone realize that Garrosh could be one of the ultimate troll heroes. Activate to throw a nearby ally, not enemy, ally and grant them 25 armor for 3 seconds, deal 91 damage to nearby enemies upon the impact, and slows them by 30% for 2.5 seconds. While in flight, allied heroes are unstoppable. Yeah, this is a talent that made a lot of people go, oh no, trolls are gonna use this all the time to get their allies killed. Hopefully that's not going to be the case all that often, but you can absolutely see that. It's not a bad talent, but I don't think it's something I'd want to take if I am going to be a solo tank warrior for my team as Garrosh. Why would I want to do this when I could either reduce my enemy's spell power, reduce their attack speed, or reduce the healing they get? You know, these are more suited if you're going to be an actual solo warrior tank as opposed to this. This is just something I think could get your team in trouble. And then your ults, level 13. Groundbreaker pulls grant a shield. Again, the pull is really hard to pull off though, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Blood Craze. Bloodthirst heals over time. Heals for an additional 10% of Garrosh's maximum health over 3 seconds. Really good for your sustainability. And Double Up. Armor Up can be activated to increase its armor bonus by 100% for 3 seconds. It's something you'd have to time really well. 16. Heroes pulled are slowed by 50% for 3 seconds. Mortal Combo! Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, it's the pull by Groundbreaker and then Wrecking Ball combo is pretty crazy. If Wrecking Ball is used on a hero within 2 seconds of pulling them with Groundbreaker, Wrecking Ball's cooldown is reduced by 10 seconds. This is the combo that I was testing out in the PTR that was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a nightmare for certain heroes that if they get positioned badly. He can really punish heroes that get positioned badly. Like a Chromie, you know, someone like that who doesn't have an escape unless they take bye-bye. It's crazy. Wrecking Ball stuns enemies near impact. Alright, and then level 20, Death Wish. This is the one that I think could be very, very powerful if utilized correctly. Increase the duration of Warlord's Challenge by half a second. That's 2 whole seconds. And if an enemy hero is killed while they are affected by Warlord's Challenge, its cooldown is reduced by 45 seconds. That makes it a 5-second cooldown. You would get this every 5 seconds if your team times it right and takes advantage when you use this to get a kill while the taunt is going on. So if you can taunt a Chromie or a Tracer and your team kills them, you get a 5-second cooldown instead of a 50-second cooldown on your Warlord's Challenge. That is insane. And I'm telling you guys, if in an organized team setting, that can make this extremely powerful. Enemies hit by Decimate deal 20% less damage for 3 seconds. Wrecking Ball now throws the 2 closest enemies. Yeah. And Inner Rage, Body Check gains an additional charge, and its cooldown recharges 100% faster, while Armor Up's bonus is at or above 25. So there is a lot of variation in his talent tree, and I really like that they pretty much gave him a ton of different possible builds. Tons of different build variety with talents. So let's check out Garrosh in action. Alright, Garden of Terror. They also added a Garrosh announcer. And I do like that. I do like that there is a Garrosh announcer here. And you'll get to hear what it's like because I picked that up and, you know, equipped it to Garrosh. My only question, though, is why is it that, you know, I mean, I guess perhaps they figured, hey, while you're here, you want to do an announcer stuff? And they're like, okay. And I figured that there are other certain heroes that should get, you know, the opportunity to do announcer stuff. Other certain characters that I would love to be an announcer.
I see you picked the strongest hero. This is going to be a long battle.
Oh So Garrosh and Murky, not the best of
10
friends.
seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Show no mercy.
Okay. So let's see. We are on the Garden of Terror. The friendly team is Garrosh, Brightwing, Murky, Rainer, and Li Ming versus Lucio, Dehaka, Kael'thas, Medivh, and Sergeant Hammer. So I'm going to go with Unrivaled Strength because I want to try it against Kael'thas and Sergeant Hammer. See, right here. Now look at this. Oh, it messed up. It's on cooldown, so somehow Hammer messed it up. But you see the, like, yeah. So let me show you how these look. That's Groundbreaker. You see that little area at the end there? That's the area you have to hit them in order to get them pulled.
Heroes, night will fall in just a few
That's the range for
moments.
Bloodthirst. This is the
I hope
range
you're
for the Wrecking Ball. They have to be within that inner circle in order for you to, you know, toss them. But you're not selecting them. You're selecting where you want to toss them. See? That's how it works. By the way, you see plus 26? That's the armor up indicator there. See? That's what I'm talking about. That's the combo there. That's the thing that is gonna make Garrosh a nightmare for some of these certain heroes that need to how am I trying to say this? That need to make sure their positioning is really good. Otherwise, yeah, see, like this. And that's a dead Kael'thas. See, that's what I'm talking about. Thirst for battle is what I'm going with here. Nothing can stop me. And I can use that on minions, but I don't get nearly enough from minions as I would here. Oh, I timed that so well. You see, that's what I'm talking about. That's the combo. If you can pull that off, you are going to be a tremendous Garrosh player for your team because you are going to help set them up for a lot of great kills. He is a nightmare for some of these certain heroes that need to make sure that their positioning is absolutely fantastic. I've wasted my Bloodthirst there. It has to be based on what their missing health is. Whee! And Kael'thas is dead. Now, as far as I can tell, I don't think the armor bonus totally works against, like, objectives and such, or mercs. I'm not really sure about that. Hey, Terror, how about you focus on me?
Yes, that is enough. Soon the Garden Terror will be yours. The sun dawns.
Now, as you can see, Garrosh doesn't... Yeah, see, he doesn't do that much damage. Garrosh is not that great when it comes to lane sustain. However...
Harvest the result of your efforts, heroes. Bring my terror.
Whee! Look at that. See, that's what I'm talking about. That stuff is insane. If you can pull that off, it is so satisfying. It's so great.
Why do you delay?
Alright, so because they have Kael'thas, I either want Intimidation for Hammer or I want Oppressor for Kael'thas.
Embrace your terror. Trust me, it's a lot of fun.
Whoops, I forgot. Although, really the Murky, but pfft, this is AI. Oh, we lost it.
Such a
Silly me. I forgot I'm playing in an AI match where they are all bunched up in mid lane. Alright, you know what? Just to show you guys how it works, I'm gonna take Into the Fray. After all, this is a showcase video. The point is I'm not trying to show you how good I am at Garrosh, as someone, you know, misinterpreted what these videos are meant for. The point of these videos is not for me to show you how good I am. The point is for me to show you how the character works, especially if I am making it when they first come out. In case people want to see, how does the new hero work? What are my thoughts on it? Now, I may not be someone who's well known or anything like that, but I've played this game a lot since the beta. And so I consider myself a knowledgeable player when it comes to this game. I may not be well known, but I would like to think that I'm pretty competent and knowledgeable when it comes to this game. I mean, I have made Diamond in both Hero and Team League, which is... I don't think that's any kind of a joke or anything, or something to scoff at. There you go, look at that! Yeah! Go get him, Rainer! See, that's what I'm talking about. That's how that works. And there's the taunt! Oh, you see? It tossed the minion when I did that. There's no way to really target this. You're targeting where you throw whoever this icon is on. You're not targeting who you're gonna throw. That's one of the problems with this talent.
Free my seeds, heroes.
And yet, yes, it is a problem. It can be a problem anyway. It's something that I'm sure other players are gonna really practice at and really, like, learn how to get better at, but it's something that if you mess up, you know, it's... Don't worry about it. It's something that you just have to kind of practice. And it's something that's kind of built in there, where you're just trying to figure out where to throw them. That's just, you know, the intention. Though, if there was a way to somehow target who exactly you want, like, you see how, like, depending on where I move or where I'm facing will change the icon? You see that? That's the same thing with when there's enemy heroes nearby. If there's an enemy hero right here, but the icon's on a minion, I'll toss the minion instead of the enemy hero. It doesn't prioritize heroes or anything like that. It just toss, like, whoever is nearby. Regardless if they are a hero, minion, or mercenary, it doesn't let you choose.
But your enemy has spawned a tail.
Let's go down here. Try to make these two pay. Go. Made that Sergeant Hammer pay. And I got the Kael'thas in there. If I could just catch up to him. Nope. Go get him, Rainer. It can be fun to do that, but I'm telling you, that is something that people could absolutely troll with. Whee! Oh, that is so great to do against low health heroes. And that's one of the best ways to utilize that that ult. After you have comboed them, and then they're low health, and then you ensure the kill. Like against a Lucio here. Oh, see? It did it to the minion instead of Lucio. See? It did that to the friendly minion instead of Brightwing or Li Ming. This is going to be a problem, I can already tell you.
appreciated.
Oh, my ult is up. If only it was up just a few seconds ago. Go get him, Brightwing. Come back here. Oh. I keep spreading Living Bomb. Whoops. Sorry. There we go. Man. The targeting is really important.
Heroes. Remember, kill the shadows and claim this.
Oh, look, Sergeant Hammer.
Kill that hero. I lead from the front.
Garrosh can be a bit like Alarak with his ping phrases. Ah!
What a joyous night to have a curse.
I was hoping the hammer was gonna siege up there. Nope. Apparently not. 6 kills. And you can see, I haven't really done that much damage. It's all about, like, repositioning them.
Have enough seeds.
Alright, let's do the mortal combo. What is going on here? They are really trying to push. Oh, oh, oh.
It is time
I'm on my way, AI teammates.
terror to life.
Oh, never mind, they killed him off without me. Although, really, I should make sure we get a terror this time, since we didn't before.
The terror
I'm just gonna
cannot
go
wait long.
straight for mid to
Control
ensure...
its power.
Actually, you know what? No. Because the AI will just be like, alright, let's go win!
Enemies' corpses. Your
Let's try and
enemy
take care of
spawns a
this.
terror.
Because why not? Huh. My team isn't defending that. Well, that's just great. And apparently they didn't finish off this keep. How is that possible? Wow. Enemy AI is
My children.
going like straight for our core.
Your terror has been cut down.
Ah! Our core!
Excellent. Your enemy's terror is
I thought I set this to recruit difficulty.
Your core is under attack.
Man, the enemy AI is giving us a pretty good competition here. Can I catch up to Hammer and hit her with the combo?
You've collected enough seeds, and I see your terror is growing nicely.
Yeah, there we go. Alright, there we go. I did. I pulled it off.
You have achieved
The
greatness.
terror awaits, heroes. Come and
Oh
take its power.
no! Team? Hello? AI teammates, hello?
Why do you delay? No terror lasts forever.
I smell the winds of war.
Nicely done. The terror shall sap the life from your enemy.
Alright, we're about to hit level 20. Have to clean this up. Alright, I'm gonna go with Death Swish.
The enemy has destroyed your fort.
Night falls once more, and soon the shambles shall rise again.
Terra does a lot of damage this late in the game.
I knew we could do this.
Apparently the fountain is able to take a lot of damage. Can withstand quite a bit of damage.
And gather the seeds. My beautiful terror has fallen.
Hello, hello. Hey team. Where did my team go? Oh, they're all gone. Okay. There we go. Toss the catapult forward. But as you can see, 36 armor. I am really hard to kill at this point.
I see you know who to heal first. I will convince these mercenaries to join us.
Drywing is actually a really good healer to partner up with Garrosh. Like, heal over time healers are great. Brightwing, Malfurion, Lucio, they are all really good to pair up with Garrosh.
I will convince these mercenaries to join us.
Get pressure on this lane here to try and get pressure on the last lane.
I see you know who to heal first.
Huh. Got the Haka and the Lucio, excellent. 4 of them are dead. Hammer's the only one up. That's gonna pressure that. Yeah! Get the hammer! There we go. See, that's what I'm talking about. If you can be able to get close enough, you can just make their positioning just like the worst mistake they've ever made. If they get mispositioned like that.
Awaits. Come, take its power.
There we go.
The terror cannot wait.
Yeah, and stay down.
It's over for now. But don't get too comfortable. The infested will return again.
Wise choice.
There, your terror has come to life. Use it to
Healing me
harvest
was a
your
wise choice. There we go.
Keep has been obliterated.
Oh, see, it did the minion instead of hammer. Urgh. There we go. Yeah! Lots of you had 9 kills. I mean, that's mainly when I was the Garden Terror, so don't think that Garrosh is capable of doing that on his own. That was because I was in the Terror part of the time.
MVP.
But you guys see what I mean. Garrosh is one of those that can be a nightmare to certain heroes that rely on staying in a certain spot. Because if he can do the combo of pulling you towards him and then flipping you, like, you're dead. Like, you would be dead. So not that much hero damage, but what he does is put his teammates in position to get better kills. That's one of the things that makes him so good, as well as if he has low health, he becomes even harder to kill, makes it easier for him to run away. So, what I went with this time was Unrivaled Strength, Thirst for Battle, Into the Fray, Warlord's Challenge, Blood Craze, Mortal Combo, and Death Wish. Not sure if this is going to be the ideal solo tank build, but I really like this build with a couple of variations. I actually do like Body Check. Again, this is one of the things where if you get really good at Wrecking Ball, if you really are able to get a feel for it and really work at it, this can be really good to have. But like the Body Check talent is also really good for your capability of being a solo tank. So let's see here. A rare chest. Nice. Okay, I got that banner and some more shards. Alright, not bad. So I really like Garrosh and what he's capable of, and I love that he has a ton of build variety. If you want him to be a solo warrior tank, he is completely capable of doing that with his some of his builds, especially with a Bloodthirst build. If you want, he can also get his own cleanse if you think there's going to be a ton of CC direct at you, which, of course, if you're the tank, there probably will be. This is also, I could definitely swap between either of those. Instead of Into the Fray, if you're not necessarily keen on tossing allies, either of these are also really good, depending on what kind of team you're going up against. I really like Warlord's Challenge and what it's capable of bringing. I know some people say Decimate is the more fun ult, but the capability of what this can do in a fight, it's similar to how it is with Varian's Taunt. It can be a game changer against certain heroes that you need a silence against. I really like Blood Craze more so than Double Up. This only works if you're able to really nail those groundbreakers, which are really hard to pull off. And 16, I do like Mortal Combo, but I don't know. I mean, the stun here also works. So, and the Body Check build can also be pretty good as well. There's the reduced healing, but really that's that's only going to be good against if you're going up against like a Lucio or a Brightwing, someone like that who can be able to pull off a lot of AoE healing or something like that. But if you need an extra slow here, especially after you pull off that combo, this is also really good to slow them down from getting away. So, yeah, Garrosh, thumbs up for me on his kit. Some people didn't like how he came out. They thought he should have been a straight-up damage dealer, and I totally get what they're going with, where they're coming from. But I like what he's capable. I feel like he's a very versatile warrior. That he's capable of being either a solo warrior tank or a damage-dealing bruiser. Trust me, if you think he can't do that much damage, you know, just pick the right build, and he's fully capable of damage. Now, it's going to rely on him being very low health, because as you can see here, this does more damage based on how much armor you have, if it's 25 or above. Now, keep in mind, that means you have to be very low on health. But it's possible. I'm not saying it should be done, I'm saying it's possible. So, I really like Garrosh. Now, this patch had another, like, I thought was a very notable change, and it was for one of my favorite assassins, the Butcher. Guys, they've changed his trait. So here's what his trait is now. Heroes drop 25 fresh meat instead of 5. Fresh meat can be picked up to gain half attack damage per meat. He loses 10 fresh meat upon dying. Collect 200 fresh meat. Not 125 like before, 200. But if you pull it off, you gain 125 attack damage, 25% increased attack speed, and they continue to drop 10 fresh meat. And it's no longer awesome. So they kind of, and they took Abattoir away in level 1. So they made it where you didn't have to take it. It's sort of built into the base trait here. So they'll let you be able to choose either like Invigoration or Block if you think that's going to help with your sustainability. Though really, he doesn't necessarily need that much, especially late in the game. Especially if you know they have, if you don't think this is really necessary. But it seems like they made it harder, but they also made it a little easier because heroes will drop 25 fresh meat. So if you are able to go up against someone like a Murky and just like farm fresh meat from him, you will get to that trait in no time, and you will could possibly be even stronger. So I'm not really sure what, you know, but obviously you need to go up against the right enemies. So, but that's a whole different thing. So that's mainly the only other major change. There was no talent reworks or anything done here on the roster. It was mainly just that caught my attention. Yeah, there were some changes here and there, but nothing like huge. Not like a huge talent rework or anything like that for anybody. But Garrosh, I really like Garrosh. And we are now able to pull a full orc team on the field. We have Thrall. We have, well, Rexar is a half orc, half ogre, so he's pseudo, kind of. We have Rhaegar. We have Gul'dan. We have Samuro. And we have Garrosh. And that's a balanced team. So, yeah, Loktar Ogar for the Horde. And, you know, obviously we don't really know who the next hero is going to be, but whoever it is, I'll be checking them out when they come out, and I will see you guys then.